Look, we need to talk about your 20s. Because everything you've been told, it's probably wrong. You know that panic you feel when your friend just bought a house and you're still figuring out how to properly fold a fitted sheet? Yeah, that's completely normal. Here's the truth bomb. Your 20s aren't about having your life figured out. They're about figuring out that nobody actually has it figured out. They're just better at pretending. Today, we're going to blow up every myth you've been fed about what your 20s should look like. Society sold us a timeline. Graduate at 22, dream job at 23, engaged at 25, house at 27, kids at 30. But here's what's really happening. People are changing careers 3 times before 30. Moving back home, starting businesses, quitting businesses, traveling for a year, going back to school, and feeling guilty about all of it. Can we talk about comparison for a second? You're out here comparing your messy rough draft to everyone else's final edited highlight reel. That coworker who has it together, they cried in their car yesterday. That influencer with the perfect life, they're one anxiety attack away from deleting everything. The fastest way to ruin your 20s is trying to live someone else's version of them.
Your 20s are basically a giant laboratory, and you're both the scientist and the experiment. This is the decade where you get to try on different versions of yourself like outfits. Corporate professional? Try it. Digital nomad? Why not? Artist? Go for it. The goal isn't to find the answer. It's to collect data about yourself. Ask yourself, what can I try next? Not what should I do with my entire life? Because that question is paralyzing. Maybe you take an improv class and discover you're actually funny when you're not overthinking. Maybe you work at a startup and realize you hate the chaos. Maybe you move to a new city and find out you're more adaptable than you thought. Every experiment tells you something valuable about who you are. The person who tries 10 different paths has way more self-knowledge than the person who stays on one path because they're too scared to change. Hot take. Not all relationships deserve the same energy. In your teens, you were friends with people because you sat next to them. In your 20s, you get to be intentional. Think of your relationships like investments. Some are high maintenance with low returns. Others require minimal upkeep but give you massive support, growth, and joy. That friend who makes you feel bad about yourself every time you hang out? Yeah, it's okay to let that fade. That cousin who drains your energy for 3 days after every interaction? You can love them from a distance. The hardest lesson. Sometimes you outgrow people. And that's not mean it's growth. What actually matters isn't having 500 friends. It's having 5 people who will show up when your life falls apart. Quality over quantity isn't just for Instagram aesthetics. It's literally the key to your mental health. Okay, real talk about money. You know that $7 coffee you just bought without thinking? In 40 years with compound interest, that could have been $100. But also, live your life. The point isn't to never enjoy anything. It's about being intentional. Here's the magic. If you invest just $200 a month starting at 25, you'll have around $650,000 by 65. Wait until 35, you'll only have $295,000. That 10-year delay costs you $350,000. Set up automatic transfers to savings before you can spend it. Pay yourself first. Future you will literally thank you. The goal isn't to be rich in your 20s. It's to build habits that create options later. Financial freedom isn't about wealth. It's about having choices. Your body in your 20s is forgiving. It'll let you survive on pizza and 4 hours of sleep. But don't mistake tolerance for invincibility. Everything you're doing right now, good or bad, is becoming your baseline. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need abs or to run marathons. You just need to move regularly, eat mostly real food, sleep enough, and take care of your mental health. That Sunday scaries feeling? That's real data. Listen to it. Start small. 10-minute walks. Therapy. Drinking water. Going to bed before 2 a.m. Your future self is either going to thank you or curse you. Choose wisely. What do you want to be when you grow up? Wrong question. You don't have to be just one thing. Your career isn't a ladder anymore. It's a jungle gym. The biggest career mistake isn't choosing wrong. It's staying somewhere you've outgrown because you're scared to start over. Instead of, is this my dream job? Ask, what am I learning here? Every job teaches you something. Even if it's just, I never want to work for someone like that again. Average person has 12 jobs in their lifetime now. You're not flaky, you're adapting. That Sunday dread about work? That's not normal adulting. That's a sign you need to change something. School ended, but learning didn't. The most valuable skill isn't expertise in one thing. It's knowing how to learn anything. Your brain is still super plastic in your 20s. Use it. Read weird stuff. Take random courses. Listen to podcasts about things you know nothing about. Ask questions instead of nodding along. The phrase, I don't know, but I'll find out, is more powerful than pretending you know everything. Intellectual curiosity will take you further than any degree. Independence isn't just paying your own bills. It's trusting your own judgment. Solving problems without immediately calling for help. Recovering from failures without falling apart. Learn the basics. Cook, clean, budget, navigate a new city, handle conflict, regulate your emotions. The goal isn't isolation. It's becoming someone who doesn't need others. So when you choose to be with people, it's from strength, not desperation. Every time you figure something out yourself, you're building confidence that compounds over time. Look, your 20s are going to be messy. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to change your mind. You're going to feel behind. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be. The people who thrive aren't the ones with perfect plans. They're the ones who embrace the chaos and keep moving forward anyway. Your 20s aren't the final destination. They're the journey where you figure out what destination you actually want. So stop comparing. Start experimenting. And give yourself some grace. Future you is counting on it. If this resonated, drop a like and subscribe. Drop a comment telling me which part hit hardest.